Hey guys, good evening. I just said plop for one of my other devices. Give me a moment. Let me sign on with Periscope here so we can get rocking and rolling. I wanted to share this out to another platform, but it's not working. So I kind of switched up what I did on which device for this evening. So for those of you who are coming on, my normal scheduled broadcasts are Mondays and Wednesdays from 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the first Monday in every month, I'm unable to come on because it is a time that I'm with my mastermind members, and it's extended time. So I normally don't come on at all on that particular Monday, which is today. But I decided that I would come on and share with you guys this evening, right? So we're gonna get started. You guys see in the title, it says, "Build it, and they will come." Build it, and they will come. Give me 1 second. I can't seem to share it, but maybe I can post to that particular platform and we can get rocking and rolling. So I'm not going to be up here an extended amount of time, but I had something that I really wanted to share with you guys, entrepreneurs, hairstylists, salon owners, about this very subject. Build it, and they will come. Before I do that, I'm going to do a quick introduction for you guys. For those of you who've never, ever, Ellington, how are you? Been on a live broadcast with me before. How are you? Hey, V. Hey, darling. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Listen, I can't share it out. I can't share it out. I switched devices, and one of my devices has been doing something funky. So as you guys are coming on, if you could do me a favor and share the broadcast out. It is not my normal broadcast time, but I would love for as many salon professionals, especially salon owners, and business owners to hear this. It's something that I was guilty of doing in my first few years of salon ownership. 1 second, Joy. I was attempting to share out. Let's see if it'll work this way. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do this. Hey, darling. How are you? Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year. So it's something that I was guilty of doing in my first year of salon ownership. And I see a lot of entrepreneurs and professionals in this exact same phase of their business. And with me working even more closely with, business owners and salon owners, I see it, firsthand. So I'm going to talk about it on tonight. And my goal with talking about this particular subject, build it, and they will come. Build it, and they will come, is to give you guys some fresh perspective about maybe the way you're thinking about things in your business as we progress forward into 2019, and maybe to give you some perspective that will even change some of your strategy. So for those of you who've never joined me before, I'm Tanya Wilson Cherry, beauty business consultant and certified life coach. So I operate from a full circle perspective. Clients who work with me want to get their whole life, not just their salon biz, which we definitely grind, and I give you strategies, not even grind so much as put systems in place that kind of work for us. My clients care about time freedom and financial freedom. Normally they are extremely gifted and talented, and they have a level of expertise that I help them to cultivate. We usually work on not only their business brand, but also their personal brand. This allows salon owners to have an opportunity to transition from behind the chair when the time is necessary, or to have an exit strategy. Also, working on their personal brand helps them to create new streams of revenue, so they aren't tied to the chair. So that's kind of what I do with my clients. Hey, Keisha, darling, how are you? And I just really get to work with some really, really, really amazing stylists in the industry. They are leaders, they are trailblazers, they are, I want to say, some of the most talented stylists and salon owners in the industry. And oftentimes, I give them permission, or I show them the way to gain the permission to believe that, right? And then they really rock out and see massive success. So that's what I do in a nutshell. I talk about and teach on mindset and personal development heavily, inclusive of my business strategies. This allows my clients to not only create the business that they love, but create the lifestyle that they love as well. I remember a time in my own business where I was going through some things personally in my marriage, and all of it was rolling over into my business. No matter how many systems I had in place, systems is an area of gifting for me. I'm a strategist. Planning, those things come really natural and easy for me. But no matter how many of them I had in place or how great I was at putting them in place, during the time that my life was funky, my personal life was funky, eventually, like it was, but so long that I could hold back, it began to roll over into my business. So when I began teaching stylists and salon owners, I really struggled when I came online because one, I wasn't clear on who it was that I was called to serve within the salon industry. And two, because I didn't really understand the flow of social media. Hey, Carrie, darling, how are you? I was trying to service everybody. How many of you have ever been in that space in your career where, especially as a salon owner or a salon professional, you're like, I do hair. I mean, I can do anybody's hair. Have any of you, put me in the comments if you've ever been in a stage in your career where you really felt like that? You're like, listen, I'm a hairstylist, like I can service, anybody. And although, 90% of people have hair that you can style, whether it's Caucasians or African Americans, it doesn't matter. Not everybody is your customer, right? And so my time in transitioning my consulting business and really deciding to work full time in that online in the beginning was, it was a little confusing. So me getting really, really clear helped me to define who my customers were and to be able to teach you about what I'm going to teach you guys about tonight. And that's the phrase, build it and they will come. For those of you who want to connect with me outside of social media, you can always do that at renewfullcircle.com. Actually, right now, I believe my immediate landing page has a free masterclass called the S Curve, where I talk about the different stages of business: seed stage, growth stage, the stage of expansion, and the stage of decline, which a lot of people end up hitting the stage of decline because they miss the point of reinvention, right? And reinvention is when your brand kind of changes a little bit and you reinvent yourself. It's something that we have to do if we're going to have a continuously growing business, one that is relevant, right? So a lot of people get in the industry and they're in it for so long and they miss aligning with what's relevant. Now, this doesn't mean that, every new trend that comes out, you're going to take the class to go learn it, or, every new skill set. It doesn't mean that at all. It actually just means it's time for reinvention. I probably have reinvented myself several times within the industry. It's where we're evolving, right? And you evolve so that you can not just sustain, but continue to soar. And oftentimes, people reach out to me when they feel they've gotten in a comfort zone. Maybe they have elevated beyond what their business is actually doing. So I help them to brand their business based on their level of elevation and their desires that they have for growth in their business. So On that particular training, it will help you to determine what stage you're actually in. Are you in the seed stage, the growth stage, the stage of expansion, or are you nearing decline? Not only will it help you to become aware of where you actually are, but it'll also direct you. There's a PDF download that goes along with the training that you can do, and it's for clarity. I've been called the clarity coach, guys. Good evening, Pam. How are you? Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Guys, if you've been on with me before and you feel this would be valuable to one of your friends in the industry or someone on your timeline, I also have recently been attracting quite a few business owners outside of the salon industry, and I want to say I have something coming up really, really soon for you. I actually worked with several other industries before coming online, which is one of the reasons I was telling you all earlier. I was a little confused when I came on, not understanding the flow of social media and the need for really niching out and then expanding, right? That's that thing I talk about all the time when I talk about mastery, right? Instead of doing 50 different things, you master something. Once you master it and create systems for it, then you move on to other things. But so the training, for those of you who want to reach out to me outside of social media, you can go. It's a free training. You can take it. It'll come right to your email. But for tonight, you guys see in the title, it says build it, and they will come. Build it and they will come. How many of you have heard that before? Like, if you build it, girl, you just got to build it and they'll come. This is one of the grave mistakes I made in the very early stages of salon ownership. I didn't know that I felt this way, but when I look back on my actions, right? You guys know they say actions speak louder than words. They also say you can tell what you believe based on your actions, not what you say, but by what you do, because we actually move based on our beliefs. So when I look back on my processes within that first year, I really thought that because I had opened the salon, I think I kind of thought people would just come. Staff mainly was, where I was, my thinking was with that. And I say staff mainly because I was booked. I was, I had a preferred waiting list, things of that nature. But I think I must have thought that, because I opened the salon, people would just come. But I want to tell you guys, that's not the case. That's not the case. And so I want to ask you tonight, how often have you said, if you're a salon owner or business owner, I really need some more staff, I need some renters, and that has become a constant conversation that you've been having in your head with yourself, right? Because just because you opened the salon or started the business, it does not mean that clients nor staff will just come. It's just not how it works. So whoever coined the phrase, build it and they will come, there's probably something else to that phrase that has been left out over time. You know how a story gets told over and over again and pieces of it get taken out of the story? Something has to be left off in that process. Build it and they will come. Let's talk about for those of you who own a website. So you may have been telling yourself, man, I need to get a website. I need to get one quickly. That was just your main focus. And then you either hired someone to develop the website for you, or you built the website and nothing really changed. Y'all go ahead and tap the screen. Tap the screen on that one. Nothing really changed. You had someone develop the website, right? You may have built the website, but nothing really changed. And that's because building it is only a small part in actually getting it to be a revenue generating piece of your business, right? So what you have to do whenever you build something, you also have to create systems that align with that particular thing. For instance, let's go to the website. So you build the website, you have to create a client attraction system. Keisha says, me, I built it and haven't done anything else with it. Right. You have to build, once you build it, you have to create a client attraction system that consistently sends people to the website. And then when they get on the website, you have to have something to do, for them to do, that's going to convert them over into your customer processes, right? So build it and they'll come. It just don't work like that. And I see so many people spending so much time in what I would call waiting mode, right? It's like, okay, I build it, where are the people? The same with staff. So salon owners will open a salon and, they'll say year after year, I know I need to get staff. I need to get staff. But it's just a conversation in their head. So there needs to be even a staff attraction system for your salon. It doesn't just happen. I've worked with stylists and salon owners before who come to me and say, I really want to get more staff this year, or more renters this year. And so my first question to them is, what are you currently doing to bring in staff? What are you currently doing to bring in staff? That was a question I had to ask myself. So when I first opened my salon, and I would do it differently. I was a salon owner for 10 years, a former salon owner of 10 years. I had a full service salon. We extended maybe my third or fourth year into a full service day spa with about 12 staff, contracted help members of our team. We had an esthetician, massage therapist with an S, nail technicians and hairstylists, and then we had a full front desk staff. So we had a full on team in the salon. But originally I worked by myself for almost a year. It was 8 months. And my excuse for that, because I see it happen so much with salon owners, it's great that we can get a salon and a building that we can afford. Somebody tap the screen on that one. It's good to be able to afford it if ain't nobody in there, right? Because things happen, right? But that's hardly ever the goal, but it can end up being the reality if we aren't careful. So for 8 months, what my excuse was, I was creating my handbook and policy and procedure manual, right? But how many of you know it didn't take 8 months? I'm a systems girl. Like, I create courses in 30 minutes, like flat. That's one of my areas of gifting. So creating like the handbook, it didn't take me 8 months. But what happened was I got comfortable. And in my head, I kept saying, I need staff. I need workers in here to, enlarge our brand, our exposure, and to really fulfill what I originally set out to do in the business. But, I kind of got comfortable. And the conversation was really just a conversation I had with myself, because I think, like I shared with you all before, what I really thought was, if you build it, they'll come. And it doesn't work like that. So I had to create systems that would attract staff into my business. So my question for you, especially as salon owners, is, do you have a staff attraction system? One of the greatest skill sets, just one of them, because there are several that salon owners need to have, is the ability to get customers. The ability to get customers, right? Any business owner, especially if your goal is to ultimately not be behind the chair, you still need to be able to get customers for the salon. So one of the reasons that staff leave salons, they don't have any clients. They don't have any clients. And oftentimes it's not even because the salon owner doesn't know how to get clients, because most of the time she's really booked. She's really booked, right? Matter of fact, she's taking on more and more and more clients. But most of the time it's because her focus, right, is not on building clients for the actual salon. So that's okay. Here's the build it and they'll come thought process and what it actually does again. So maybe you do get staff. So you've built the position, you have the staff member, but they don't have any clients. So in our mind, we just assume, okay, I have someone working here, so the clients are just going to come. It doesn't happen. So we have to create systems in our business that attract clients to us. So in the month of July and December, those are considered like my rest months, right? But the only reason I can rest is because I've created systems that still bring me in revenue and still have clients reaching out to me during those times, which allows me to have a little downtime. I picked July for one because it's my daughter's birthday. It's the summertime, if we're needing to vacate. So I schedule everything kind of like around that month and around the month of December. December is a huge rest time for me because I'm planning for my new year. But I can only do that and sustain if I've created systems that work for me all the time. You guys get that? You guys get that? So we were talking about whether or not you've ever desired something to happen, but when you think about it, you're like, I've been desiring it, but I'm really not aligned with it. Another thing I do at the end of every year in December, also, when I'm praying and even just regular conversation when I'm walking around talking to God, my question is normally on, God, what do you have me to do next year, right? What is it that you would like for me to focus on? Jamaica Smith, how are you, beautiful? Thank you for joining. What would you have me to work on? Guys, if you're getting value from the broadcast, share it out. Share it out to another industry professional or even business owner who may hear this and say, hey, man, I've been saying, that I want this thing, but I'm not really aligned with it. I'm not really putting the action behind what it is that I say I desire. And this is where we're debunking the myth of build it and they will come. So I told you guys that I was kind of in that phase in the beginning of opening my salon. And when I thought about it, I was like, you haven't done anything. You haven't done anything to bring staff into your business. So I ask you guys, have you ever, desired something to happen, but when you thought about it, you were like, I'm not really aligned with what it is that I say I really desire. So I was sharing with you guys that at the end of the year, I spend a little more extensive time on this particular question, like, God, what is it you want me to focus on for the upcoming year? And so around the 26th of December this year, sometimes he just come at the last hour, children, right? I felt led that total alignment, this would be the year of alignment. So what alignment is when everything is lining up. So for you all who are kingdom entrepreneurs, that may be where your thoughts, words, and deeds align. It's where you're not saying one thing and doing something else, right? Where everything about you is aligning. For some of you, total alignment may be where your spiritual life, your tangible wealth, because I feel there are 3 levels of wealth: spiritual, tangible, and well-being, where all of those line up. I think it's super important this year, in this season, that those things are in alignment. And so for you, alignment may mean that you build something, right? And then you don't sit in the expectation that because you built it, people are just going to come, but you actually align with what's necessary in order to bring the people in, the money, the revenue. What does that look like for you? What area in your business do you need to align with in order to get the results that you desire? So sometimes we constantly talk about things, but it doesn't happen. It's because we're having the conversation in our head and it hasn't manifested into physical action, right? It hasn't manifested into physical action. Sometimes that's because we're unaware of what to do to align, right? What to do to align. So I wrote this word on my paper because I always take notes. And if you come on with me, you may want to grab a piece of paper when you come on too, to take notes, because I normally give you things that you can implement, that you can actually apply and see results in your life and your business. But the word that I have written out really big, and I can't remember exactly where I was when I wrote it, but it's the word systems. It's the word systems. Guys, systems are what allow you time freedom. Like, one of the things I do with my clients, we focus on what their top 5 values are, and then we create businesses that they love around their values. See, how I used to run my business was I ran the business, and the things that I really valued and loved, I would try to fit those in. But I help my clients to create businesses that are generate revenue around their values. So they're able to put their values first, or either align them or have harmony with the things that they really love and build in their business. But I have systems really, really big on the paper, guys. And I think one of the reasons that we get stuck when it's time to build systems that are really going to actually allow us to leverage or scale our business so that we have more time freedom. Time freedom is one of my top 5 values. Financial freedom is another one of my top 5 values. Family is another one of my top 5 values. So everything that I build, I have my top 5 values in mind when I'm building it, so that I can maintain harmony, or so that what I'm building will eventually allow me to have harmony in those areas. So the thing about building systems that many people get stuck is in the building process. So starting is normally where they get stuck. So when you think about a client, a staff attraction system for your business, one of the things, and I actually have a book. It's called The New Hire Bundle. Who You Hire Matters. It's actually on my website. It's being revamped right now. But that book gives a 7-step action plan for recruiting new hires. So even a hiring system. Do you have a hiring system for your staff? One of the things that changed my hiring system completely, changed the quality of the staff that I had, was creating a set of interview questions that allowed me to see who I was hiring before I actually experienced them in the salon, right? So that those interview questions, actually, I shared them with a friend of mine whose was a 6-figure business. It wasn't in the salon industry, and their business doubled monthly. The amount of money they were making doubled monthly just from implementing that hiring practice that I shared with them, and those interview questions. Because guys, a lot of things that are transpiring in our life and our business that we don't like is from the questions that we didn't ask. Somebody tap the screen on that one. That's a good one. It's really from the questions that we didn't ask. So I sat down and I thought of all of the things I would like to know within morale, that are morally right for me to ask from someone who was coming to work in my place, so that I can understand, do they even fit the vision or the culture for where I desire my salon to go? And most oftentimes, if you ask the right questions, some of those things you can discern before they even come in. So I did a training probably about 7 or 8 years ago, and I talked about how sometimes, if you're a salon owner, you hire somebody, and then, like 90 days later, you're like, uh-oh, I didn't see this. And you can eliminate some of that if you are asking the right questions. So if you've created a space for people to come and work in your salon, you've built that, right? But they won't just come. They won't just come. You need an attraction system, different things that are always working for you, that are attracting the right staff and clients into your business. And for those of you who are salon owners, your hiring practice is going to be huge. It's going to change the game for you when you have a system that everybody flows through and comes through. And then the beautiful thing, one of the things in the New Hire Bundle, I created a 7-step action plan. I made it really simple, right? That you can implement. And when you're implementing this hiring plan, it's actually like a recruitment strategy. So it brings awareness to your business and puts you in front of staff and things of that nature, and helps to keep a continuous flow of staff, coming. They want to come and work with you. So in this 7-step action plan, remember I told you guys, I not only work with salon owners on building their brand for the salon, but I also help them with their own personal brand, because at some point people want to exit and transition from behind the chair. So this particular 7-step action plan that I created for recruiting staff will also help you work on your personal brand. So I think that there should be harmony and alignment with what you really desire for your business 5 to 10 years down the road. Those things should be taking place now. you're building it, but you're putting action behind it. For those of you who are salon owners and hiring is big on your top 3 goals or top 6 goals for 2019, you can go to renewfullcircle.com/new hire, renewfullcircle.com/new hire. The new hire bundle is there. It is inclusive of the 7-step action plan. It has a hairstylist job description, right? Because when you can sit down and tell people what you're looking for, you can eliminate some of the people that ain't gonna work out anyway. Because when they see, the caliber of stylist that you're looking for, what it is that you desire, if they aren't a right fit, most of them will be turned off by it. But the job description is included in that, the 7-step action plan for recruitment, as well as about 36 questions that you can roll over and ask different positions in your salon, whether you're hiring for front desk, whether you're hiring for hairstylists. And if you were to purchase the book, now it is digital, so you can download it and print the things out as you need it. It asks you specific questions. It helps you to create a persona for the ideal and perfect staff member. That's actually one of the things that I've added to the new revamped book. So if you were to purchase it tonight, the book will be finished within the next 7 days, the revamped version. So if you were to purchase it tonight, the price isn't going to change or anything. You'll get the new hire bundle, but you'll also get a copy of the revamped version. And it's just where I went in a little more detail in walking you through some of the processes and adding things like some resources to the book that will actually help you in doing things like having your application available online on your website. Guys, stylists who are looking for a great salon, they're going to your website. So I kind of walk you through that process and give you resources on, even adding an application, making it easy and simple to your website. So for those of you who you're like, okay, yeah, I did build it and I just thought they were just going to come, and you're looking for, hey, Bella, darling, how are you? You're looking for a client attraction system. That would be a great resource for you. The new hire bundle, again, it includes a 7-step action plan for recruitment for new staff. It includes 36, maybe a little more than that, interview questions. Of course, you pick and choose which ones are relevant to the position the person is applying for, or what you think is relevant for your salon. You can tweak them if need be. And then also supplies a hairstylist job description in there. Of course, with anything that you guys are doing, always have someone to look at it. I have had legal services to look at the things when I had them for myself, but you always want to do that. You may live in a different state, the laws may be different or whatever, but the bundle is amazing, and it's simple steps, right? But they're powerful and impactful, and they work. They're results driven, tried and true practices that work, and they not only help you to create staff for your business, but they also create, it helps you to begin developing your personal brand. So if you purchase it before this week, you're going to get the previous version of it, but I'll also email you a copy of the new revamped version where I just added a few more things, and that'll be ready in the next 48, 72, let's say 7 days, but probably a lot sooner. I had just had a graphic designer to kind of redo the cover, because I'll be having it printed for when I'm going to speaking engagements and things like that. I have a few things coming up in March where I want to take some physical copies, so it's kind of being revamped, but you'll get both copies if you purchase it before then. Bella says, where is this? I need it. It's on my website. You can go to renewfullcircle.com/new hire, renewfullcircle.com/new hire, and it's a digital download for you, the way you'll be purchasing it now. And it'll come right to you. You'll get it to your email. You can download it. You can print the interview questions out. I actually Because what I did for each of my interviews, I had the date, the name of the person being interviewed, and the person that was interviewing them. So you'll actually be able to print those copies out and reuse them each time you have a new person coming into the salon. So you'll be able to print them out and use them for each interview session that you actually have. And you'll be able to write on them, write answers and things. I left the space in there for you to be able to do those things while you're actually conducting the interview. It talks about things like a 3-part interview. It's really great. It's simple, right? But it's impactful. When I say simple, meaning I wrote it in a way that you could follow the action steps easily. And remember, I like to help hairstylists and salon owners not only, well, salon owners not only focus on building their salon brand, but I also like to focus on helping them to build a brand, because many of them, I don't know anybody that eventually doesn't want to exit from behind the chair. So whether they're new in the industry or they've been in it for a long time, when I'm helping them with strategies, especially if I know that that's something they want to do in the next 5 years, I give them strategies. So while they're working on one thing, it's collectively helping them to grow in another area. For those who aren't looking to come from behind the chair in the next 5 years, developing their personal brand, it actually creates another stream of revenue for them. So even in the recruitment strategy that I share with you inside the new hire bundle, it's an aspect of it that allows you to actually start working on your own personal brand as well, and not feel like you're doing this separate thing, right? Because, we got a whole lot going on. Sometimes it's not the easiest thing to do, but there's a step inside the 7-step action plan that is really a soundboard for working on your personal brand as well. And I attract leaders. So many of the leaders are talented, and they know that they have purpose beyond the chair. And the chair is kind of foundational for them. They're passionate about it, they love it, but they know that there's more for them. And so it's important to me, because I understand that those are my ideal clients, that I create systems and programs that actually allow them to do just that. So for those of you who are interested, renewfullcircle.com/new hire. And we were talking about build it and they will come. It's not the case, right? Many people have opened salons and kind of just went in their normal routine of doing hair, thinking, okay, the staff just gonna come. Or even the clients are just gonna come. It's just this thing. And I think there's something else to that phrase that has been left out over the years, right? Like somebody left a small part of that thing right there out, because this is just not how it happens. We build websites, and it doesn't mean that people are going to come to the website. We have to create a client attraction system that draws people to the website. And then once they get on the website, we have to have things on the website for them to do that will convert them over to customers into our chair. So many people can't even tell you how many people have visited their website, right? Which means that they've built something they can't measure. So they don't know if it's really working for them or not, right? And so we can't, in 2019, for those of you that are really looking to go to the next level, you're not looking for mediocrity in your life or in your business, you can't build it and just be in the expectation that they're just going to come. Sometimes we have the conversation all the time. I need new staff. I need more clients. But if we really sit down and ask ourselves, am I aligned fully with what it is I say I desire? Do my actions match that? Do my words, actions, and deeds align together? So guys, we can't build it and they just come. We got to build it, and then we got to create client attraction systems or staff attraction systems that actually draw people to us. People have to know, like, and trust us. You need to run awareness campaigns and things of that nature in order for people to know, what it is that you're desiring, right? So guys, that's my take on tonight. My normal broadcast time is 11:30 on Mondays and Wednesdays. Normally, I don't come on the first Monday in the month because I'm with my mastermind members. And I decided earlier this morning when I got up, I said, hey, I'm going to do a pop-up broadcast this evening after my day kind of settles down, and just share this with you guys, hoping that it'll shift your perspective, and hoping that you'll look at what it is that you desire and ask yourself, am I aligned Am I aligned with what it is I say I desire? You guys have a super, super amazing day. Remember that the book is available now. I'm adding a few more things to the book. So for those of you who purchase it, you're like, I need it now. You can definitely purchase it and it'll come to you. And then I'll actually send you another copy with some of the added things that I'm adding to the book. You guys have a super, super amazing day. I love you all. Peace. You're welcome, Bella.